Welcome, everybody, to the Multi-League Truck Series Monday nights here. We're at Daytona International Speedway here in Daytona Beach, Florida, for 65 laps around the 2.5-mile high-banked, fast quad oval here, or dogleg oval, I should say. We're here for the season finale. 12 races in. This is the season championship. 4 drivers are scheduled to race tonight for the championship. Those drivers include Vernon Margheim, Jeff Merck, Jack Watts, and Charles Widner. We're running this very similar to what the actual Cup and Truck Series run in the point standings, meaning the first of the stripe is the champion tonight. So all the points, all the bonuses are out the window tonight. First across the line is our champion. So what do you think of all that tonight, Ken? Looking for an exciting race here on the high banks of Daytona.
Yeah, no, this is really interesting. This season played out kind of odd. We ended up on a restrictor plate
running
track
this
for
very
the last
similar
race of the season, so you know that these guys are going to be probably a little stressed out. Probably everybody's going to have a different strategy going into this, trying to keep that drive safe. And then you've also got the luck of the draw that Lady Luck sometimes plays here at these plate races. So it's going to be interesting. It should be exciting. Lot on the table for these 4 drivers. They had a long, hard season, and I'm sure they're looking forward to finally getting a champion crown.
Yeah, I totally agree. And we're seeing that strategy take place already here with just 10 seconds to go in qualifying. Only the top 17 out of what looks to be roughly 28 trucks starting tonight. So a little more than half the field only taking the checkered flag for qualifying. The others probably part of the strategy to take the start of the race in the back of the field here, probably to avoid the big one if we can avoid it tonight.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be interesting. So it looks like we got qualifying done here. We'll give it a minute here. We'll go over our starting grid. On the pole tonight, Jeffrey Merck. He's also fighting for the championship with 52.3. In second is Mark Billen. In third, Jason Hughes. In fourth, Mike Erder. Fifth, Charles Widener. Sixth, J.J. Garrett. Seventh, Bill Paradise. Eighth, Kyle Chadwick. And ninth, Michael Lovelace.
Starting 10th, the outside of row 5, Vernon Margheim, one of our championship contenders, out there with a 52.4. P11, James O.O. Brown. P12 goes to William Weaver. Josh Scott with a good qualifying P13 out there. Dana Ferguson in 14th. And beginning that 7th row, Corey Blevins on the inside. Sean Turner on his outside there, P16. Joey Marks, who was top of the board in practice this evening. Great run for Joey here, looking for a lot out of him. He ends the field in terms of those trucks that took qualifying times with a 52.5, P17. Justin Michael, Andrew Schulte, teammates there. Actually, let me just make sure I get my order right here. Andrew Schulte and Kent Conley, take that back. And then Lance Armentrout rounding out the top 20.
And in 21st, we got Christopher Davis. In 22nd, Jack Watts. 23rd, David Fish. Haven't seen him in a while. 24th, Jeff Gilmore. 25th, James Hearns. On the outside, David Schreck in 26th. Doug Simon in 27th. 28th, George Jones. 29th, John Henderson. And David Desjardins is finishing out our field.
All right, sounds good. Looks like 31 trucks in total taking the green flag tonight. We're lined up on pit road. Should be an exciting race. 65 laps in the afternoon here on the slick tracks and the high banks. Do we have tire limits? I believe we have 2 tire sets. So we start with 3 tire sets. So with the tires that they start on, and then 2 additional tire sets in the pits. 1 fast repair tonight. And I think, do you have a fuel window calculation for us, Ken?
Yeah, I think the fuel window looks like it's anywhere from about 21 to 25 laps, depending on how they're driving. So that'll definitely play into the strategy as well. With 66 laps, if you're out leading this thing, you're going to be using some fuel, and you might need an extra pit stop. So I think it's going to be some chess moves during this race as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. Not only the fuel mileage strategy, but how do you avoid the big one? We saw the Cup drivers on Sunday night, or Saturday night rather, in the Coke Zero 400 avoid most of the wreckage for most of the race, but then in the end quite a bit of carnage at the very end. So it'll be interesting how these guys decide to slice and dice here, whether they choose to stay in the back of the field or run right towards the front and try to stay ahead of the damage.
Yeah, it's always a hard call where to start, starting in the back and running back there with a partner like Andrew and them, or just qualifying and try to keep it up front. Looks like we're in turn 4 here, getting this thing about ready to get underway here. Take it away, Scott.
All right, pace cars in here. Jeffrey Merck on the pole brings him down to the green flag with Mark Billen on the outside. Through the tri-oval, the start-finish line is right in the middle of the track here. Green flag is out. Jeffrey Merck on the inside with a big push from Jason Hughes there in the SRX. Toyota down there on the inside. Mike Erder on the outside along with the number 2 truck out there. All clean through 1 and 2 here through turn 1. Double file. Look, what do you think about the racing tonight? You think we're going to see a lot of double file racing? I know there's a lot of single file. Looked like last Thursday night, or when was that with the Cup Series?
Yeah, the Cup Series with single file is an interesting draft model with the Cup cars, the high downforce cars, and they really punched a hole in the air, and it was hard to draft up. But I think here in the trucks, it's a little bit different draft model. I think we will see 2, maybe even 3 wide racing tonight. Right now, I'm watching that second line up there, trying to get formed up to try to make a run on that outside.
Yeah, Jeffrey Merck holding tight on the inside here through the tri-oval. Photo finish. I don't know who led that one. I think give it to the number 2 truck, I believe, on the outside. Mark Billen.
Yeah, I'm showing Mark Billen led that lap, and he's staying up high. He's going to work with his partner that pushed him up there. So, and now Merck gets by back underneath. But that outside line, ooh, we got 3 wide back there with the 23 truck of William Weaver. He's taking it 3 wide on the outside.
Good old Jimmy Spencer themed truck out there. No shame and a little aggression there on the outside, all by himself. See if he can hold it, and he starts to drift back. The draft package here, I'm sure, is very tough here to be on your own here on the outside of Daytona. The inside 2 trucks blowing right by here on the 2 rows. Up front, back up front, Jeffrey Merck leads lap 2. Charles Widener hanging high and mighty there on the outside in the 95 truck.
Yeah, these guys are doing pretty good so far. Everybody's keeping it nice and clean, trying to work with each other right now. We'll see if that continues as these laps start getting closer and closer. I'm just watching Jason Hughes right now. He's all over the back of Jeffrey Merck, just trying to push him hard down the straightaway. That outside lane is working with Charles Widener on the outside, and he's got a pretty good push himself.
That is, they've got Charles Widener, Mark Billen, good old Mike Erder there in the Kansas City Chiefs truck. You can always count on him there. Mike, the Dart, and then J.J. Garrett, that pink truck behind him, always looking for aggression, some good action there. So I expect J.J. to not be happy sitting 4th on the outside for very long here. Look for him to make a move towards the front here before long.
So I moved back to the second pack just real quick. There's a second pack that's formed in the back with about 5 trucks led by George Jones, Sean Turner, David Desjardins, and Jack Watts, Andrew Schulte. Jack Watts, by the way, is a championship player in this. So he's in this second pack. It looks like he's got a strategy to keep it safe tonight.
Yeah, I got to imagine that's an intentional move, right? Championship contender doesn't get in the championship 4 by riding in the back of the field all day long. So I think that's a purposeful move here. Definitely wants to make sure he doesn't lose the draft off of Double D there, Dave Jardins, and do a nice job taking up the rear here, keeping the truck nice and clean. I'm sure he'll be in the hunt here before the end of this.
So I just moved back up to the leader. Charles Widener just has taken the lead with Mark Billen pushing. Oh, Mark Billen just got turned. He came down on, it looks like Jeffrey Merck. Bunch of cars involved, at least 7 cars involved here.
There's the big one already on lap 5. We'll have to go back and get the replay from Kim. I don't know how many of our championship contenders, but I got to imagine already maybe that strategy from Jack Watts is already paying off here.
Yeah, and smart strategy it is. But let's remember, Scott, these guys do have 1 quick repair. So, there's going to be some guys that can get these trucks repaired and get back out there and still fight for it. And then there's going to be guys that might have to get towed back, and that might set them back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at Jeffrey Mark right now in P2 as he slows on the front stretch here, coming through the start-finish line. Looks like bent up right front, right rear. Spoilers bent up a little bit in the rear. What do you think if we're going to pit here? Do we use that
I
fast
got the
repair now?
replay,
Or,
guys. It's rolling now.
all right, what do you see there, Kim?
All right, they're going through the trial oval. Oh, wait a minute. We're in turn one. I'm sorry. The 2 looks like he just kind of got around by himself. Let's back it up and look at slow motion.
It kind of looks like the 2 just dropped down a little bit low, and Merck was there, and Merck got the rear quarter, and around he went.
Yeah, I think Ken called it right.
I mean, you'd almost think here, being I'm sure Mark was running the top 3 there. Almost feels like you're safe up there, but I think it's pretty safe. The only thing that's safe to say is that nobody is safe out here, no matter where you're running, pretty much.
Yeah, see how many, what kind of takers we're going to have in pit lane tonight with this first. We only got 6 laps in, so do you pit now or do you wait? Obviously, they only got 3 sets of tires, but tires aren't necessarily a big deal here, right? But we do have the fuel window, which is interesting, especially if you're leading a lot of laps. So right now I see a bunch of cars going in. Charles Widener stayed out. Jeffrey Merckx leading a pack of cars into pit lane right now. And it looks like everybody's coming to pit lane.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my camera on Jeffrey Mark here. I'm really interested to see if he takes that fast repair or not. I got to imagine he's going to, but as soon as he hits pit lane here, the way iRacing works, we should be able to see right away. There it is. Boom. He's got new fenders all the way around. Nice clean truck. But mark that off the board. Fast repair gone for Jeffrey Mark, championship contender.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's a couple other trucks that didn't pit. Josh Scott, Corey Blevins, those guys didn't pit. And then Charles Widener, he didn't pit. If Charles Widener continues leading this race, will he have enough fuel? Well, I guess he's got some caution laps here, so he's going to have 2 or 3 caution laps. He's going to be able to save that fuel, so that might be a good strategy for Charles.
I agree. One of my thoughts, Ken, correct me if I'm wrong, is that this will be a 2-stop race, assuming that it goes green. So these guys that all pitted just now, whether they take tires or get their fast repair, do you think they can make it with the laps remaining, or is it still a 2-stop race from this point out?
Yeah, I definitely think it's still a 2-stop race for everybody. We don't have enough laps in there yet.
Yes, I mean, I like that strategy from Charles Widener up here and Corey and Josh Scott.
Yeah, and based on previous experience too, when these guys do pit, they're going to be pitting 6 laps short of everybody else. But you tend to enter back on the track with the rest of the pack, so it isn't like you're going to lose a bunch of time unless you don't have anybody that you go into pit lane with, and then, when the lead pack catches you, they just freight train you and just go right on by.
Yeah, exactly. I think that pit strategy is going to be key tonight, making sure you have at least a couple friends left by the end of this when the last pit stop comes around. To have
Widener in the 95 just hit pit lane. He thought better of his decision there and decided to hit pit lane. And he is a championship contender as well. So maybe he wanted to lead a lap.
That's really interesting. Although the bonus points don't matter, right? Everything's out the window. It's just the first of the stripe. So normally throughout the season we give bonuses for things like 0 incidents and leading a lap and making the fast lap, things like that. But not tonight. First of the stripe.
I seen J.J. Garrett hit the pits right behind him, who had a bunch of damage. I think Charlie was waiting for J.J. to go in with him because they're a team.
I see a bunch of guys on pit road now, and these trucks aren't a lap down. So do you think they're just taking a splash and go? You think? Is there a possibility they can make it on one?
That's what I was thinking there, Scott. I was thinking that same thing, that they might be worried about their fuel window and wanted to make sure they had every little drop they could get in the trucks.
Yeah, it's unusual to see that many trucks come to pit road after the first time around when pit road is open. But lap 8 of 65, that leaves, 57 to go. Split that in half, leaves 27 laps. Ooh, I think that's a little stretch.
I do too, yeah. So we got them starting to line up again here, Scott, with Corey Blevins. And I see the pit stops kind of jacked up my screen here, so I'm trying to tell who's leading right now. It looks like what do you have there,
Corey
Scott?
Blevins in the 99 is what I've got. Josh Scott on the outside, P2. Pace car is off of turn 4 here. Lights are out. We are racked up. ready to go again here. There you go. Pace car pulls in there. J.J. Garrett, I believe, has an issue at the back, maybe a black flag. Green flag's out. Corey Blevins with a big start out front. James O.O. Brown, give it to him on the inside. P2 right behind Corey. Nice clean start. See if we can space this one out. See Josh R. Scott jump in line there. P3 wisely right in front of Christopher Davis in that unique color, teal color. That's kind of a native color to Chris Davis. You can always spot him throughout the field.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of enjoy seeing that color because he's easy to spot. I'm actually watching Bill Paradise. He's on the outside, moved himself up into 5th position. Doing a great job tonight.
Right behind him, give it to Joe Marks in that 4 Marine Corps car. Always a good run for Joey up here in the top 10. Like I said, he was top of the field in practice too. So.
Yeah, and just behind him is Kent Canale. Ooh, they just went 3 wide there. Joe Marks took it 3 wide. Kent Canale's following him. Following Joe Marks up through there 3 wide.
I think Ken says, if that hole's big enough for you, Joey, I'm coming too. Bill Paradise to the back behind Kent in that roll tide Chevy up there.
Yeah, move Kent up to 8th. Nice job.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, but I remember at one of the last speedways that we did a broadcast at, I guess it's not an official super speedway, but the iRacing super speedway, right? And I remember interviewing Kent as P3 up there, so I'd look for a strong run from him. I think he's got some experience, some aggression, and knows how to save when it's time to save. So right now, a solid run for him in the top 10.
Yeah, and Kent's already taken it 3 wide, so he shows that he's willing to put it there when he needs to. I think Kent is overall, he sees the big picture, and he tries to race clean and then make sure he's around at the end. You can't win these things on the first lap, as they say. I'm watching Jason Hughes on the outside while we were talking. Jason Hughes coming up behind Kent Conley right now. Jason was back there doing some 3 wide battling himself. And he's moved himself now up to the top 10.
Yeah, just as you say that, it was Andrew Schultz was dropping back rapidly in that Wisconsin Hospital 81 truck back there. I think that's a purposeful drop back. I can imagine he's going to pick up his teammate, probably Justin Michael in the 87 511 Toyota on the outside. I'm pretty sure they're going to, there it goes. Yep. I forgot the camera on him, Kim rather, but 81 goes in front of Justin Michael. Look for those 2 trucks are going to be, I can guarantee you're going to be tandem throughout most of this race here as they work their way back to the front.
So it looks like we're 2 by 2.
Yeah, except for back at the front here, 3 wide for P2. We got Chris Davis. Corey Blevins thinks better of it and files behind Christopher Davis here.
Yeah, I've seen some interesting moves like that when they get 3 wide. I'm not sure. All of a sudden, I'll see a truck dip down to the apron and just kind of back out of it. I don't know if it's like, you know what? I'm checking out of this fight. I don't want to go 3 wide. That 77 truck, he got on the apron, and now he's falling back to the back of the pack.
Something to take note of is Jason Hughes in that 58 SRX truck there, the 3rd in line on the outside groove as across the start-finish line, completing lap 12 here at Daytona. A little bit of spoiler damage on the back there, but he's hanging tough there with Joey Marks and Kyle Chadwick right behind him in that 88 Toyota.
Yeah, speaking of the iRacing Super Speedway, there's got Hughes. Last time I raced at the Xfinity race with him, he got a win out there at that track, so he knows how to get it done on these super speedways.
Yeah, he's got some experience under his belt for sure. Looks for some aggression for him. And as we go back to the field here a little bit, let's go to Lance Armentrout. Cracking the top 10 here, trying to anyway. The 8 truck on the outside line, that Chevy. That's another unique paint job. White and gray is pretty unique to Lance as well with the red numbers. So he's a hometown hero for me. He's right down the road. He's probably 35 minutes from my hometown here in New Hampshire, on the coast, Seabrook, New Hampshire.
So I moved back to Sean Turner in the 36 truck. So the iRacing Speedway also reminded me of him driving around in a fishing lure, in a big silver fishing lure. It looks like he got that truck painted.
Bud Light colors, nonetheless, right? I guess if we're going to change it, let's go to beer. I like that.
But we're 3 wide up further in the pack with Joe Marks just went up the middle. And I believe now he's finding himself in the lead there on the outside. Oh, he's got Jason
It's a
Hughes.
push from Jason Hughes. See if they can't sort this out. Jason Hughes looks for the...
Oh, we
we're
got a
wrecking
spin.
behind. Look, I saw that. Charlie Widener going around there off 4. Joey gets on the wall as well.
Oh,
Josh
the leaders
Scott.
across
Canoli
the
and Garrett went as well.
The leaders, after that wreck back there, the leaders just got into him. Joe Marks, Vernon Margheim. So I seen Charles Widener, Vernon Margheim all have incidents now, along with obviously Jeffrey Merck. So 3 of our chasers have been in incidents already tonight.
Yeah, I think there was 2 separate incidents going on. I don't know if we can go back to that, Kim, but the one I saw Charles Widener, our championship contender, go around off of turn 4. Then after that, maybe as the yellow flag was coming out, maybe it's a matter of slowing these trucks down and getting everything in order. But looks like Chadwick and Joe Marks get together just across the start-finish line as the second incident there.
Yeah, that's a tough break for some of our championship contenders there. And who was the guy that started? That was Jack Watts. He was running in the back, and we haven't talked too much about him. We haven't been following what was going on too much in the back, but he's still
It's live now, guys. We're running it here in slow motion so we can figure out what happened. Let's give it a second. They're coming up through the corner. We got Joe on the outside. Hang on. Sorry about the pause in the broadcast, guys. We're trying to see what happened here. Looks like the 32 got into the back of the 95, spun him around. He went across the 088, who went up and got the 79. And the 32 has also gone up and got the Camel truck. And now let me see if I can go forward to Joe Marks and we can see what happened there.
That was a hard hit for the 95.
Yeah, Joe got into, let me back it up a little bit. All right, it's back to you guys.
So while you guys were queuing that up, what I was paying attention to is the pit stops, and more importantly, the damage on pit road. And I saw Vernon Margheim, our championship contender, right now running in 22nd with substantial front-end damage. And I don't know if he's either used that fast repair already or chose not to use it, but he still has that damage as he comes off of pit road. In addition to that, Charles Widener as well, heavy left front damage and left side damage, scraped all the down the left side. I'm sure it's going to play an aerodynamic factor throughout this race here. And on the flip side of that, let's look at our other 2 contenders. Jack Watts right now running P12 with a clean truck, Exalta, that red and black looking sharp up there. And Jeffrey Merck, P8, with also a clean Phillies truck.
I got Margheim coming out of the pits now, and the truck's still pretty wrecked.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting for those guys, I would think, because if somehow these guys keep it green, those guys could be hurt in very short order. It is kind of a crapshoot. You know, do I get it repaired now and decide to, hope for the best, or do you go out with a damaged truck and you're going to be off pace and hope that there's another caution where you can get it fixed and maybe make a run in the last 5 laps or so? I don't know. It's a tough call.
Yeah, not only hoping for another yellow if that's the case, but hoping for a yellow to fall in time to not fall a lap down, right? I mean, you know as well as I do, Ken, these trucks, especially with the front end damage. I'm looking at Vernon's truck right now. It looks like a modified on that right front with the rubber showing. You fall off the pace here, and you can find yourself a lap down in no time, 10, 12 laps probably, and the lead pack's going to blow right by you and put your lap down here.
Another interesting thing is with this caution, I think it's going to change the fuel window. So quite a bit, where guys might be thinking they might be able to do this with just one more stop. So, but I think that's going to be super, super tight. And if you got a damaged truck, you're not going to be getting the fuel mileage you'd be getting either. So, there's kind of a double whammy for these guys running around with damage. So, something else to think about.
Exactly. But what I do like about these guys is nobody's giving up here. We know it's Daytona; it's a wild card race. Even if you're off pace with a, modified front end like Vernon and a left side torn up like Charles Widener, you still don't know. Even though Merck and Jack Watts have clean trucks in front of you, you still don't know what's ahead, right? I mean, anything could take them completely out of the race, and you could find yourself with a damaged truck in victory lane, celebrating with a championship trophy before the end of this is done.
Yeah, definitely. So while we were talking there, we just took the green flag. Lance Armentrout led him to the flag, and now he's up on the high side getting freight trained right now by a couple of lanes of cars here. Looks like that's led by Jason Hughes and Kyle Chadwick, just freight training.
Yep. Lance there, back loses outside of the top 10 now from the outside looking in. Back to the front, Jason Hughes, though, in the SRX Chevy truck on the inside with Kyle Chadwick. Haven't mentioned much about him tonight, but hanging tough in that Toyota. Michael Jordan, 88 sharp-looking truck there on the outside with Christopher Davis on the outside, giving him a push. And here comes Snoopy on the outside.
Yeah, so I'm back here in the 077 truck of Jack Watts. If you remember him, he started way back, kind of set up a second pack there and was kind of trying to ride it out and be smooth. Now he's up here in the fight, and we're still only 20 laps into this, or almost 20 laps. So I guess he's thrown the caution side of it and decides that he's going to get up here and start racing now.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Do you think it's a little bit too early? We're not even a third of the way through this race, and his strategy was clearly paying off early in the race, but now he finds himself mid-pack, and I don't know if that's where I want to be, especially knowing that those other trucks are damaged, right? I mean, maybe you sit in the back a little bit more and wait to see how this thing plays out, knowing that you're one of the select few with a clean truck. But here's Jack. He's checkers the records. He says, you know what? It's a championship race. I'm going for it. Top 7 here run and going forward.
Well, he might have actually seen the other trucks get in trouble tonight. I don't know. For me, I'd probably, remain in the back. I guess that was my strategy after seeing the other top 3 contenders have incidents tonight. So interesting that he's up here now. I guess he's going to throw the chances to the win for this. So the 23 truck, I've been watching the 23 truck of William Weaver. He's been making it exciting. He's all over the back bumper on the outside of Kyle Chadwick. And he isn't afraid to take it 3 wide whenever it suits him. If he gets a run, he'll take it 3 wide. So he's kind of fun to watch right now.
Yeah, it's sort of like a race within a race, right? We've been talking a lot tonight about the championship contenders, but people like William Weaver, a lot of these trucks, Kyle Chadwick up front, Jason Hughes, throw James O. Brown in the mix. All these guys contenders for the win tonight with nothing to lose, right? It's the last race of the season. No points on the line. They're out of the championship. Let's go get a checkered flag and see how it goes. And that's exactly the action we're seeing up front here as William Weaver gives a little touch there to Kyle Chadwick to say, you know what? I know you got that bent up spoiler there, but it's time to go.
Yeah, it looks like Jason Hughes still leading this thing on the inside there. Getting a good push by James O. Brown. Got Kyle Chadwick on the outside trying to get it. I don't know if he'll drop down. Can't quite get enough push to make that outside line work. I'm just going back through the field right now. I'm kind of interested in where our championship guys are right now. And we talked about Jack Watts. He's currently in 11th place. He's the first of our 4 in 11th place. Moving a little bit further back in the field, we got Vernon Margheim in 12th now. So him and Jack Watts are running together near the top 10. Go a little bit further back to find our other chase contenders. Charles Widner, who had that accident earlier, is way back in 25th. And then, I can't find our other championship contender.
I got Jeffrey Mark here in 21st place. And what I've noticed, if I know teammates, Justin Michael here, who has pretty much not much invested in this race in terms of points. He's certainly not in the championship, and I know he hasn't run every race this season. I think he's purposely dropped back to kind of protect Merck. I think they're going to be running together, much like we usually see Andrew Schulte and Jeffrey Merck working together. But I think Justin Michael might be dropping back here to pick up Merck and kind of keep him protected, and see if he can keep that truck in one piece here to make a run towards the end. As we say that, things are heating up back up front. Give that lap to Jason Hughes. 23 laps down, 65 to go, just over a third of the mark. William Weaver still pushing on that outside to Kyle Chadwick. And just as I say that, let's drop down to Jack Watts, P14, and dropping back fast. If we can show that, Kim. Jack Watts, I think he went below the yellow line there in the backstretch. I think that's part of the strategy. Maybe he says, you know what, it's a little bit too risky up here for the championship. I'm going to drop back, go back to plan A, and see how that works out here.
Yeah, I think he probably seen something up there with those guys racing that he didn't like. Oh, it sounds like
Yellow's out. I just heard Kemp call out a wreck there. I'm not sure where the wreck is, but
yeah, I didn't see the wreck. Not sure what happened here.
Yeah, I've got nothing, guys.
Wonder if it was a self-spin or something like that. I am not seeing it.
Actually, on our event board, which will tell us things that happen, all it says is yellow flag, and it doesn't show anything else.
yeah, Kim, it's the 99 and the 111 back in turn 3 of lap 24.
All
Corey
right, give me a second.
Blevins and
Let's see if we can
the
go get a look at it.
111 of John Henderson looks like they get together.
Well, now we got 24 laps into it, so now we're back on our normal pit window while Kim is chasing down the incident. We're 24 laps into this race. I imagine everybody will pit, and then we're back on the normal fuel strategy, I would think.
Yeah, with about 40 to go, give or take. It's pretty clear that they definitely can't make that on one stop, but they can comfortably make it. I'm sorry, they can't make that on no stops left, but they can comfortably make it on one stop left to go. So, pretty straightforward strategy from here. I would expect everybody on lead lap to come to pit road. As we do, leaders coming down pit road, 65 miles an hour.
All right, guys, here we go with the replay. The 111 came up, got into the 99. That's how it ended, the 99 in the wall. We go back live.
What do you say, Ken? Do we have a championship contender we can maybe chat with here as they come off pit road once they get lined up and sorted out off pit road?
Yeah, who would you like to talk to? I was looking for Mr. Watts, but I don't see him in. I don't have radio contact with Mr. Watts. You want to bring up Vernon or Charles Widener?
Let's bring up Charles Widener. He's always up for a chat here. Let's let him make sure he's clear on pit road and give him a second here. I don't see him on the leaderboard here. Where are we at?
He's in 25th. He's running down. Hey, Charles. Hey, it's Scott and Ken up in the broadcast booth here. How's things going tonight?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So it looks like you've had a little bit of a rough time. What's the racing like out there?
The racing's crazy, and I'm kind of surprised about how fast my truck is right now. But yeah, I made a bad judgment call earlier in the race, and I'm still trying to make up for it.
Yeah, we seen you get involved in that first incident. It doesn't look like you got the truck fully repaired yet. So are you hanging on to that quick repair as a strategy, or have you used it yet?
I am holding on to it because it seemed like it can handle the draft pretty good. It may not be a good lead truck, but yeah, I'm just holding on to it for a little while.
Well, it's been what do you think you're going to use for strategy for the rest of this race?
By the way the race has been going to survival, I'm just going to try to stay towards the back and try to avoid everything.
Yeah, so we've all up here in the broadcast booth and noted all four, with the exception of Jack Watts, have all been in incidents tonight. So you're not alone. So Jeffrey Merck's been in an incident, Vernon Margine's been in an incident. The only person that seems to escape so far is Jack Watts.
Yeah, I noticed that he bailed on the backstretch there. That last run, it was getting too rough for him, so it's probably the smart move.
All right, Charlie. Well, good luck. We're gonna send you back to your team. Yeah, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, lights are out on the pace car. We're halfway down the backstretch. Lined up here with Jason Hughes leading them down on the inside. Kyle Chadwick on the outside, P2. Christopher Davis and Mark Billin. No, give it to, I'm sorry. Let's do Christopher Davis and James O.O. Brown filling up row 2 there. And I'd like to give a shout out to as well on the outside there, Doug Sigmund, right? Haven't talked much about him, but perfectly clean truck there, running top 6. Nice run for Doug there. I'm sure we're going to see more from him in the second half of this race.
Definitely. We're almost to the halfway point here in another 5 or so laps, 7 laps.
Come down here off of turn 4, make the pace car makes a left turn, and they're off. Looks like Kyle Chadwick's leading them on the outside with a big run. Jason Hughes on the inside. Maybe some teamwork there. Chadwick jumps in front of Jason Hughes for the draft. Back in P3 there, they're battling it out there. Christopher Davis and James O. Brown stuck lonesome on the outside. See if he can't find a friend here pretty quick. Otherwise, I think we're going to be finding him going backwards. But no, look at that. The inside lane checked up. Jason Hughes gets into Chadwick there and blocks up the inside. And here comes James Brown. And look at that. The 04 of Doug Sigmund probably looking for a helping hand to give James a push here on the backstretch if he can get to him in turn 3 up here.
Yeah, so I'm back here with Vernon Margheim. He's back here in 15th. He's running down on the outside. He's on the outside of Jack Watson's 077 truck, who has been dropping to the end of the field, typically almost on every start. He ends up back up front and then seems to not like what he's seeing up front and then will drop to the rear. Vernon Margheim is making a good run on the outside.
I'm trying to see, does Vernon still have that damage on the front end, I think, as I zoom around here? Yes, he does. Pretty substantial. It looks a lot better than it did before. I think he probably used that caution to get a lot more of that damage fixed.
Yeah, and I moved even further back with another one of our chase drivers, Jeffrey Merck, who's back in the 16th spot, who at this point looks like he's willing to ride back in the back for a little bit. He's back here with Charles Widener, a couple other guys, Andrew Schulte, Josh Scott, all just kind of taking it easy, seeing what transpires up front.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I see about Jeffrey Merck back here in P16 is Justin Michael in front of him and Andrew Schulte behind him. Like I said, mentioned Justin Michael as his teammate. I think he was protecting him earlier, and here's, as I was mentioning earlier, Andrew Schulte on the outside, protecting him on the backside. So I think that's a purposeful move there. I think they're going to use some team strategy. The Bandit Motorsports down there, they're always real tough, especially when they game up on these guys on the super speedways. They have an awesome record on these super speedways. So look for Jeffrey Mark to have some friends all the way to the end of this one, and certainly he's going to be a contender before this is done.
Yeah, moving back up to the front, James O.O. Brown just pulled it down in front of Kyle Chadwick. You know, he got a good run on the outside, had some help, got past Kyle Chadwick for the lead, and just dropped it right in front of him. Just kind of abandoned that second lane. And I'm sure that driver that was behind James O. Brown probably will remember that later in the race.
Right? Here's where you either meet Brent or break Brent.
So I'm currently watching this second lane try to get form back up again. We got Jeff Gilmore in that 57 truck, and it looks like Doug Simon up there too. And then Chris Davis down below him on the inside, just behind Jason Hughes.
Yeah, looks like that inside's going to get checked up just a little bit here and give that momentum to Doug Sigmund there on the outside. Jeffrey Gilmore, good run for him there in the top 5. And here comes that 99 of, is that Corey Blevins? It is. The 99 of Corey Blevins on the outside coming to the tri-oval. He was the one just involved in that last yellow, if I'm not mistaken, and here he is solidly inside the top 10. Recovered, fast repair, new set of tires, and give it to Corey there, P7. Halfway through the race here.
Oh yeah, we're going by the 111 that was involved in that earlier incident. Right now he's on the outside, he's lapped out. They get by cleanly. It is kind of nerve-wracking when you're going 10, 20 miles an hour faster than, say, lap traffic or somebody with damage, and you're fighting for position, running 2-3 wide, and all of a sudden you got to make room for a lap car. It does get kind of stressful sometimes.
Yeah, totally agree. I'm back up front here with Christopher Davis on the outside. He just jumped to the outside. He was in back of Jason Hughes and saw an opportunity. Thought Doug Sigmund probably had the momentum on the outside and jumped in front of him. He's going to let Doug push him all the way to the front here. He's fender to fender with Kyle Chadwick on the start-finish line. 32 laps down of 65. He's looking for the lead here in turn 1.
Scott, what have we had? About 3 cautions so far. I'm still seeing quite a bit of hard racing up front here with these guys. I would have thought that maybe they would have settled down a little bit, try to get down, but they're still really pushing hard up front. It's quite entertaining to watch this.
They certainly are. What I'm seeing is the top 10 here is pretty much, they're all non-championship contenders, right? Like we said, they have nothing to lose here. Fender to fender racing, drafting, 2 lines. We've seen 3 wide. And where it starts to break up, ironically, if you go back about, I would say a 10th, is Vernon Margine there with the damaged truck. You see him leaving that comfortable 2 truck lengths in front of him. I think he's got an eye on this championship for sure, and he sees these guys in front of him and knows that that's not the trophy race in front of him. The trophy race is really behind him with those 3 contenders. Championship contenders are all behind Vernon Margine right now, making a great run there. In turn 1, top 10 right now, leading the championship points.
Yeah, so we've just crossed the halfway point. These guys are still dicing it out. I'm looking back here at Daniel Ferguson. We haven't talked about him too much tonight. Daniel Ferguson, I like to talk about him. He's always that sleeper agent back there, nice and clean driver. Will sit back there and just bide his time and wait for openings. And when it's time to go, he can show it at times.
Absolutely. Along with him, while the camera's back there, Lance Armentrout getting held up by James Hearn. Looks to the inside there. Lance always a really smart driver, especially when it comes to fuel mileage. I don't know if this one is going to necessarily come down to fuel mileage, but man, if fuel's a factor, my bet is on Lance every day, all day, twice on Mondays.
Oh, there was almost a big one. Going back up to Chris Davis. They were coming up on Ken Conley, who was a lap down. Chris Davis was making a pass on the outside for the lead. He was getting a nice push, and I thought Chris Davis was going to get out to the lead, but Kent Canali was in the middle lane, and he had to check up big, and then so that whole middle lane had to check up, and they kind of danced around, but they all saved the trucks, and we're still green.
And yeah, saved the trucks, but it looks like it broke up the lead draft here. A lot more spaced out, little single file up front, and I'm listening to the race chatter as well. I heard Kent was the first one to apologize, jump on the radio there in turn 1 as soon as it happened, so he's always one of the great racers out there, always willing to take blame when it's due and go get him with aggression when it's due as well. So good to see Kent running strong out there.
Yeah, it's always nice to see Kent back in. This is Kent's series, by the way. I don't know how many years Kent's been doing this, but it's been a number of years. I think this is 32nd or 33rd season of the. Just been an awesome league administrator. He started with Revved Up, I believe, and he's probably been doing it longer than what I'm talking about. But just in general, from what I've seen, is at least 32 seasons.
Yeah, I totally agree. He's been doing it way longer than I have.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have noticed it or not, but 2nd through 4th have a lot of damage on those trucks.
Yeah, Jason Hughes there up there in the SRX Chevy for sure, the rear end damage. I'm kind of surprised, Ken. I don't know about you, but I'm surprised at how well these trucks either. I don't know if it's they're hanging really well with the damage, or if it's just a matter of there's so many damaged trucks out there that everybody's kind of on the same playing field. What do you think?
Yeah, I was actually wondering about that earlier too before we got talking about the Kent Canali thing. Yeah, that was. I'm looking at a lot of damaged trucks, and I'm like, wow, they're going fast. And Vernon Margine, who's a perfect example, having all that front end damage, and he's able to stay up in the lead. So I don't know if it's the draft model or, like you said, everybody's running with damage.
Yeah, not only can Vernon stay up with the draft, sometimes I think if I put myself in the driver's seat, if I'm running with damage, I'll try to find a teammate or somebody that I trust to run consistent fast laps, and I'll suck right up on that bumper to try to minimize the effect that the damage has. But right now what I'm seeing from Vernon is he's willing to sit 3, 4, 5 truck lengths behind and is able to not lose the draft and sit comfortably in that championship position right now, leading those championship points. Like I said, it's only the first of the stripe is going to take the trophy tonight, and right now he's doing a great job there with the damaged truck.
Yeah, and these guys, Sean Turner up here trying to make that outside line work. He's in the 36. Right behind him is Jeff Gilmore, and behind him, Jack Watts. Now he's currently in that championship spot. Jack Watts, who basically hung back in the back of the field most of the night, is now up here in the top 6. Or wait, you know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. That is actually Mike Erder.
That's Erder.
I see a red truck. I thought it was Jack Watts. It had a 7 on it, dang it.
Yeah, it's Erder, our dart there in Kansas City.
Yeah, Jack Watts is back in 19th, guys.
Yeah, I was just going to follow up on where Jack Watts was. So he isn't even running with anybody right now. So that could spell trouble for him. And I'm looking at Jack Watts' truck right now. He's running by himself. He's got damage on that truck. It looks like both on the front and rear end. So he has found some problems somewhere.
One thing to note here, I'm back in 14th place, Kim, with Jeffrey Merck.
Oh, wreck. Oh. Jeff Gilmore, one of the trucks cut across Jeff Gilmore's nose, spun him around into the inside wall.
We got more going on. There's 3 or 4 guys down in there now.
Yeah,
Let's see if I can go back and get a quick look at it.
we're still green, by the way.
We're still, yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, we're gonna stay live then.
Yeah, so I'm on the leader with Jane Brown. Behind him, Kyle Chadwick and Jason Hughes and Corey Blevins, and then Doug Sigmund in a 5-car breakaway, basically.
Yeah, right
Looks
behind
like it might have been Daniel Ferguson and Mark Billen. It's 2 of the trucks.
I'm really surprised that the yellow didn't come out for that. I saw them parked sliding sideways on the infield there, inside of the ball field.
And Sean Turner.
Tri-oval, yep.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. I'm totally shocked that there wasn't caution.
Here's
But
what I
we're
find. Here's what I find interesting. If we go just outside the top 5, Jeff Gilmore right now in P6, and we keep saying Vernon Margine, but P7 right now, leading the championship. He's hooked up there with Jeff Gilmore. I'm sure he's going to be his best friend. I'm sure he's on the radio with him.
Yeah, they're teammates.
Oh, they are? Okay. That's good information to know, and I'm sure they're going to stay tight together so Vernon doesn't lose too much on that lead draft.
Yeah, and that's where he needs to stay. Just behind Vernon Margine, a few seconds back, about 2 seconds back, is Jeffrey Merck. He's got a 3-car draft there with David Schreck, David Desjardins.
Double D.
Yeah, and Jeffrey Merck following back there. So with the 3-car truck, you think they can run him down, Scott, versus 2?
I'm just looking at the intervals right now. Let's put Jeffrey Mark rather, at 5 seconds behind the leader. So let's see if, and right now it's 5.2. It's growing by the second. So right now they are definitely slower than the leaders.
I guess what I'm getting at is whether they can run down Jeff Gilmore and Vernon Margine, because Jeffrey Merck's going for that championship. So all he really needs to do is beat Vernon.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. He's let's see, Vernon's a second behind the leader. So let's mark Jeffrey Merck 5 seconds right now behind Vernon Margine. See if he can close that gap.
Well, I think the problem is, I think he thinks he's a faster truck. So he got on the outside by himself, trying to get around David Schreck now. Trying to think he's going to be the faster truck up front. But so far he has been, oh, there we go.
Yeah, Merck's losing time to Margine.
Yeah.
If you watch the gap, he's already back to like almost 6.5 seconds now. And it's climbing.
Yeah, like I said, that's because he had to, he made a hairball pass on the outside just to be the lead of that pack. So I'll be interested now, but man, he's giving up a lot of that.
And as we do this, I'm looking at the pit strategy here. We're 17 laps on this stint of tires, and we are 23 laps from the end of this thing. So we're approaching halfway of that stint of tires. And I saw a couple of cars, or trucks rather. Christopher Davis, I just saw on pit road, maybe a couple others. But I think we're probably within 3 or 4 laps of making green flag pit stops, potentially.
I agree, and if you've got fuel with the green-white checker in this series, I think they have one green-white checker. You might want to stretch it out as long as you can with the fuel window to make sure you have enough in case that eventuality happens.
That's true, since tires don't gain you much speed as much as a good drafting partner does. So right now I'm looking at the gap again between Merck and Vernon Margine, 8.5 seconds now. We started at 5 seconds just 2 laps ago. So 5 seconds to 8.5 now. Jeffrey Merck losing a ton of time to Vernon Margine up front here.
Yeah, and the one thing I'll say about Vernon Margine is he caught the lead pack. So he's got definitely more speed. There's a group of at least 10, 11 trucks up there now that he's able to draft with. And yeah, they're probably going to run away now.
Got to be a comforting feeling for Vernon, huh?
Yeah. So Scott, what do you think? So we're getting ready to make our last stop more than likely. Do you use that quick repair now, or do you maybe wait in case there's another caution?
I think if I was in Vernon's situation, I would go with status quo, right? You're leading, you're in the top four here. You're leading the four championship contenders. You're pulling away from Jeffrey Merck more than a second a lap. I say it's more status quo, right? You know, Jeffrey Merck has, well, I don't know if he knows necessarily that Jeffrey has a clean truck, but we know he has a clean truck, so Vernon continues to pull away from him. I say save the fast repair for if we get a late green-white checker or something late yellow and he does get caught up in something. It's nice to have that in your back pocket, especially knowing that Jeffrey Merck does not use his fast repair early on in this race.
Yeah, well, I guess we're about to find out in a couple laps here who's going to use what. Vernon's still holding strong. He's right behind Jeff Gilmore, doing that 2 to 3 car gap back there, keeping it safe. The leaders have kind of went single file, although I see Sean Turner out there on the outside trying to make something work. But other than that, these guys have been single file, kind of checking out on the rest of the field at this point.
Yeah, I totally agree. That gap from Vernon back to Jeff is 10 seconds now, 10.7. Those front four are probably had enough action for the night and probably single file. They're like, hey guys, let's just chill out here. Run some single file laps, put some laps under our belts here, get through pit stops, and then see who's in it at the end here to fight it out. As I say that, here comes who's that? Sean Turner on the outside there in that 36, all by himself. Tries to make some friends. We'll see if anybody joins him. Nope. And here on the radio here, 00, James O. Brown coming in this time, our leader, coming to pit road.
So who's he going to bring with him? Looks like
88, I just heard, is coming this time. 58 in, maybe the 99, so at least the top 3 there, maybe the top 4 all coming to pit road. We'll see if they can't get this truck slowed from 180 miles an hour down to 65 before that yellow stripe.
This will be our first set of green flag stops, so I'm kind of excited.
Here's the real test. We'll see how many people try this.
This could change things around too.
Yep, we give plenty of room here. Looks like everybody gets a slowed. There's the cone. Real nice job, guys.
Yeah,
Real
that was a beautiful job for all those guys there. So while we were watching these guys enter pit lane, waiting for something exciting to happen, I was looking back at a couple of our chase contenders. Jack Watts and Charles Widener are now both a lap down. So they're having a tough night. So right now we're down to Vernon Margheim and Jeffrey Merck. Unless they can get a caution and get their lap back, they're in serious trouble.
Yeah, I know Charles had that damage. Do we know how Jack got a lap down? Because he has a clean, still a clean red and white, or red and black rather, Exalta truck here. I don't know how he got a lap down, but...
Yeah, he had some damage I was noticing earlier. He must have got a quick repair. He must have come in and got that quick repair because he was probably looking at really slow lap times and probably got it repaired, and that's probably what put him a lap down.
Gotcha. As I say that, all those guys that just came to pit road, they're on the wind-up lap on the inside on the apron there in turn 2, coming up on the back stretch. There's a blue cone there outside of turn 2. The drivers must pass underneath that blue cone and cross that blue stripe before they come up on the racing surface to blend into traffic. Looks like they all doing a really nice job. Jason Hughes, still noted, does not get his fast repair. Looks like the back end is still bent up on that truck.
I'm just trying to take a look at Vernon Margheim's truck here, see if he's still got the damage, if he got the quick repair done. See him following Kyle Chadwick here.
I still got the damage.
Hey, can we jump into Vernon Margheim's truck here and just follow him around the track a lap here? Just behind Mr. Chadwick here, and back end Chadwick's truck is BK. And Chadwick's on the outside now. He's getting up behind Levins. You can see these trucks dancing around in the draft, so they are looks like they are kind of a handful. I'm looking around at the trucks here. He's got Jason Hughes on the outside. He's got some damage. As I mentioned, Kyle Chadwick's got some damage. It looks like Doug Simon's got quite a bit of front end damage back there. Lots of trucks with damage.
As we do that, Kim, I don't know if we can jump to Jeffrey Merck inside the cockpit. Coming off the pit road here with his teammates Justin Michael, leading him down pit road. I think he's got Andrew Schulte behind him. He's got teammates both front and back See where he blends up into the lead draft here when they come off the pit road. Gonna stay below that yellow line, double solid line there on the apron. There go the leaders on the outside. You can see James O. Brown, Corey Blevins, Vernon Margheim as well. Ooh, that's going to be a tough draft to catch there, but they've got their work cut out for them for sure down the backstretch.
Yeah, they were 11 seconds, at least the last time I looked, behind the leaders. That's quite a road to hoe to get that 11 seconds back.
I think that's going to be at least cut in half here. I'm seeing they can see him at the end of the straightaway here, so I'm guessing probably 4 or 5 seconds. Maybe they cut that down on that round of pit stops.
Yeah, that would be an awesome job then. If they can form up, if that group that they're in, they can form up and work together, they might be able to get back towards the front.
Yeah, all those guys at Band of Motorsports, I can guarantee they're forming up right now. Justin Michael, Jeffrey Merck, Andrew Schulte, guaranteed to run single file here, see if they can't get Jeffrey to the front.
So right now I moved back up to Vernon Margheim, who's now in the 3rd position, it looks like.
Wow, look at that.
And that's why he was leading in the points, I think, before the points got reset for the championship. So I think he was pretty much the points leader all season long, and he's showing why he was.
Yeah, Vernon's one of those guys, in my opinion, that he looks at a race as the entire race distance, right? You know this as well as I do, Ken, right? Some guys they look to just run fast lap after fast lap and pass as many cars as they can any lap of the race. Vernon's one of those guys that says, you know what, you can have it all up front, have fun, I'll be there when it counts. And I've been passed many, many times on in a late race by Vernon, knowing that 10, 12 laps to go, and he's got fresher tires because he's been saving them the whole race because he's looking at the entire race distance. So really nice job by Vernon up here in P3 right now.
Definitely. Well, he might be looking at the whole race big picture, but there's a bunch of guys he's surrounded with that just want to win. So, when we get close to this checkered flag, I imagine that Vern is going to have his hands full trying to keep it safe and looking at that big picture because all these guys are here to win.
Exactly. And where do you find that balance between, part of you as a championship contender? It would be nice to take the checkered flag in the championship, right? That would just put a red dot on the whole season. But
hey guys, looks to me like Schultes and Merck and Michael closed that gap. They're right on the back of them now.
Exactly. Here they go. Yep. Justin Michael on the outside here is going to lead that train. And I can guarantee you, watch these 3 trucks, the 87, the 60, the 81. They're going to stick together, 3 wide, going to the front. Yep.
Oh, yeah. The 88
Chadwick knows it.
Yeah, the 88 came up and threw a block on Jason Hughes. Keep that outside from getting that big run.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, there's no love lost between these two, Kyle Chadwick and Justin Michael here. So watch for a battle, but it's kind of a balance between he wants to protect his teammate Jeffrey Merck behind him, but at the same time, he wants to go to the front as well. So,
well, with Merck in this picture now, both Merck and Vernon Margheim. Now Vernon, somebody just got in the back of Jeffrey Merck there.
Andrew Schulte, yep.
Yeah, he got some damage on that one, and I believe he's used his quick repair, so he's got to keep that truck intact. There goes Jack Watts. He's kind of letting these guys go, but I think Jack Watts, being that he's lapped down, knows he's in the lucky dog position if there was a caution. Just playing it smart and hopefully get that lucky dog. And he is one of our chase contenders.
Yeah, I think the best thing that Jack Watts can hope for now, right, is that Vernon Margheim and Jeffrey Merck are both neck and neck right now, so if something happens here, which they're getting really racy up front here, if something happens and takes both those trucks out, Jack Watts with lucky dog can find himself right back in this thing.
Yeah, and as I was getting ready to say before Jeffrey Merck had his incident there, that with Jeff and Vernon all in this lead pack, both of them have no choice but to race hard. I mean, they might as well at this point go for the win because they're so close to each other. Right now, Jeffrey Merck is passing Vernon Margheim. That's going to put him in the championship seat right now.
Exactly, and still those 2 trucks, the 87 in front and the 81 behind, still protecting them. They go 3 wide. Justin Michael for one of the first times. I think he led a couple laps under caution earlier, but for the first time under green, looking for the lead here with Jason.
Oh, here we go.
There it goes.
Jeffrey Merck, awesome piece of driving there.
And same with Vernon Margheim and Jack Watts.
Wow.
So all 3 of those drivers avoided that.
Fantastic way to get on the brakes there.
Merck has damage now to the front of that truck. Let's get back and get a look.
I'm looking at Merck, and he's smoking right now, so I don't think Merck escaped that. I didn't see him hit anything. Merck's parking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Merck is parking. He is out.
Wow, what a change. I thought he avoided that whole thing, but maybe just tapped him just enough and got off pace.
Yeah, those boys were racing hard up there. I was afraid that was going to happen, but when you're racing for a championship on a restrictor plate, these kind of things can happen.
Man, it pains me just a little bit to see that Jason Hughes truck there. We painted that up at Patented Paint
All
a
right,
couple
guys,
weeks
we
ago.
got the replay.
There we go. What do you see there, Kim?
Looks like the 88 of Chadwick got in the back of the 58 of of Smoke. Smoke went up the track and got the outside 3 cars that were going there. Yeah, Mark's got a lot of front end damage.
For what it's worth, I'm watching Smoke come off pit road now, and he's a clean truck. Nice and shined up, spit shined, and ready to go. He's got his fast repair. We're inside of 10 laps to go.
Yeah, so right now I'm back on Vernon Margheim, who's now our first chase driver in in second position or third position right at this moment. Not coming into the pit lane. Jack Watts should be getting the lucky dog, I believe. Yeah, here he goes. So Jack Watts just got the lucky dog. So Jack Watts now is on the same lap as Vernon Margheim. Charles Widener is still going to be a lap down, I believe. Or no, wait, did he get his lap back? I believe he got his lap back too.
Yes, I'm showing
Interesting.
Charles in P10 right now in lead laps. We got Charles Widener with a clean truck as well. Remember we talked to him, we interviewed him earlier, and he was saving that fast repair smartly, and I think that bet is going to pay off tenfold. Comes off the pit road, P10 with a clean truck. This championship hunt here with less than 10 to go.
Yeah, so right now I'm showing 16 cars in the lead lap, so 16 cars to settle this at this point. So all the way from Jack Watts up to Vernon Margheim, these guys are back in it.
I was going to say, correct me if I'm wrong, is Merck pretty much the only one that's out of this thing right now?
Yeah, Merck had to get it towed. I believe he is out. So he parked it. I don't think the truck would run any further. He parked it on the apron and got it towed, so I believe he's out. So James Brown has done quite a bang-up job tonight. Back up front and led quite a few laps tonight, probably the most.
I agree. Sometimes that's the strategy of these super speedways. Just stay up front and hope all the action happens behind you. And been no lack of action tonight for sure, but awesome run by James O. Brown here. See if he can't close it out.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Feelgood's got any damage at all on the truck.
Hey, you want to talk to Jack Watts really quick?
Yeah, let's do that. You want to chat with him? Hey, Jack, Scott Patton up here in the booth with Ken Huber and Kim Quick. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
How's your night going? We're looking. We're trying to figure out your strategy early from the get-go. We saw you drop to the back, avoid several wrecks in the back of the field, then drop to the bottom and kind of go out of it and end up a lap down at times. Now here you are, lucky dog, back in the championship hunt with Jeffrey Merck out of the race. It looks like. How's it look like going forward?
I don't know. We'll have to see how the race plays out. I dropped to the back to try to stay out of trouble. Then I got up to like 8th or 10th. Everything looked like it was settling down. And one car got a little crazy, hit me, put me in the wall. So that ended up making me go a lap down. So luckily I got the lucky dog, and now just hope for the best.
Yeah, entire season here coming down to this one race with less than 10 laps to go. Super Speedway. Awesome to see you up here. Great run tonight. We'll pull you back down to your team before the green flag here.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
User was moved out of your channel.
Yeah, it's great talking to our drivers like that. So it's great they'll open up their radio communications to us and let us have a chat, see what they're thinking. As we're entering turn 4 here, Scott, so I'll let you take it.
All right, turn 4. We got James O. Brown on the inside. I believe he's a leader. In the multi-league series here, leader does have lane choice, top or bottom, but I don't know. Maybe it is Corey Blevins, rather, is a leader, and he probably chose to take the outside lane. Lights are out on the pace car, makes a hard left turn through the tri over here, line him up, green flag's out. James Owen Brown with a big push here coming from Vernon Margine with that front end damage. No lack of speed on his part on the inside. Jeffrey Gilmore on the outside trying to get to Corey Blevins for to form up that outside line. Double file through turn 1. Nice clean start. Kyle Chadwick on the outside in that third lane. Or rather third behind on the outside lane. Lots of action up here.
Yeah, I was noticing on that start there, Scott. Everybody was trying to anticipate that start. There was a lot of not brake checking, but people checking up because they anticipated a little too early, and I thought we were going to have an accident right there at the start. Meanwhile, Charles Widener is moved down to the inside, and he's just a couple positions now. Oh, we got an accident. Jason Hughes and Christopher Davis. Christopher Davis up in the wall and upside down.
Wow,
that's
yellow
bring out
flag's
the
out
caution.
again. Smoking on the backstretch out of turn 3, it must be. Justin Michael looks like he's out, and Christopher Davis with substantial damage out there.
Yeah, Christopher Davis went for a wild ride. I think he caught the catch fence, and that just sent the truck all kinds of crazy.
It looks like from my view that started with Sean Turner and Justin Michael there with Doug Sigmund was on the outside. No, he was off the pace. I think he got kicked to the outside on the backstretch. And so I think that started from the previous turn, probably off of turn 2. That whole thing kind of came to fruition and then just finished in turn 3 when Doug Sigmund was slow on the outside. Justin Michael looks to the inside and gets in contact with Christopher Davis and Sean Turner on the inside.
Yeah, we got it now. We get a look.
So we're going to rack and stack with about 3 laps to go, it looks like. If Jack Watts is going to get something done, he's going to need to pull out all the stops on this next start. Oh, man, there's an accident or caution here, too. It looks like somebody got into Sean Turner here. Might be a little bit of unhappiness. Looks like Doug Sigmund and Sean Turner got together on that parade lap here. I think we're seeing a little bit of frustration set in. Getting down to the end of this, everybody wants to win it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely for sure. Tempers flying, not only within the Championship 4, but they almost seem like they're the coolest bunch of the whole field. What do you think? But rest of these guys who are just racing for a checkered flag tonight, a lot of frustration probably.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. Charles Widner, he's a pretty determined driver when he needs to be. And, he's sitting back there in about the 6th or 7th position? Actually,
8th right
8th
now.
position,
Yep.
yeah. And he's got Vernon Margine in his sights, and he's going to need to figure out how to get through the traffic, get to Vernon with 3 laps to go.
Does Charles have any friends around him? Do you know who his real close teammates are?
I think Christopher Davis, who was just involved in that last
Ooh.
wreck, so he's going to be no help. And then he's got J.J. Garrett, who actually retired due to an early incident early in the race. So Charlie's going to have to make some friends right now with who he's around.
Like pretty straightforward pit strategy here. I don't see any reason to pit unless you've been holding on to a faster pair on the end of this thing. But leaders definitely all staying out on pit road.
Hey, while we got a minute here, you want to talk about our sponsors?
Yeah, Kim, can we get those pulled up?
Go for it. We got Stone River up.
Yeah, Stone River Outfitters, premier fly tying shop up here in the Northeast. Stone River Outfitters, you can check them out on Facebook, as well as StoneRiverOutfitters.com for all your fly tying needs this summer. Awesome shop there. It's owned by one of our own, Matt LaVenture, who races with us in multi-league every once in a great while, part of the Krankenstein team. So, what else we got, Kim?
And we got Turbulence.
Turbulence Monster Trucks coming on board this fall. Headline our MROC series right after Kim's Truck Series Cup Series finishes on Thursday nights in November for the championship. We're going to be running a 5-week MROC series. Turbulence Motorsports is going to be the headliner on that. Appreciate them coming on board and supporting multi-league. And finally, who we got?
And that takes care of it.
All right, lights out on the pace car.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that MROC series you got set up there, Scott. Looking forward to the fall. Seeing our top 16 drivers from this series go into that ought to be really entertaining.
Yeah, that's going to be a blast. Couple rule changes that are different than the normal race. We're going to be doing no tire changes, just a fuel run. There's going to be shorter races, sprints, but it's going to be interesting strategy to see who can save tires, maybe hope for a late yellow. A lot of interesting ways to slice and dice those races that I've just been brainstorming the last few months while I designed the series. But it should be a high intensity, high action, and no holds bar. 5 races all out for the trophy.
All right, Scott, this is it. We're racking them up, getting ready to shoot that cue ball. Who's your pick?
Oh boy, for the race, I'm gonna go with it's hard to Vernon. That's my gut. My gut is Vernon Margheim for the checker and the championship. What do you think?
Chadwick. I got Chadwick. My money's on
Chadwick, we're right behind Vernon.
I'm going with Schulte.
He wants it. He's going to go for it.
Kim Quick going to Andrew Schulte. So we're all going back of the pack drivers here as the pace car turns left. James 00 Brown, give it to him. Green flag is out through the tri-oval. Great restart here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. They're all doubled up. Charles Whitner taking it 3 wide.
Like I said, Charles got business to take care of. Got to make some moves. He's doing it.
Yeah, he's being blocked a little bit by Gilmore. It looks like he might get that outside going. Got James Hurd right beside him. We're going to go 3 wide here. This is only Charlie's option at this point. Vernon Margheim's down in that 3rd position on the inside, just behind the O's double lot James Brown.
You know what I like from Charles is even though he's on the outside there, he knows where the boundaries are. Watch him suck right against this wall here. He knows, as a third lane driver there, he's got to be on the high side. He's not crowding that inside lane too much. Trying to get a push here from James Hearn, get something formulated. As James 00 Brown up front gets a little shove from Vernon. And Charles Whitner looking for the lead here on the outside of Corey Blevins to the stripe. Corey Blevins leads that one. But Charles Whitner is leading the championship hunt here with, looks like 2 laps to go.
Yeah, Vernon Margheim. Oh, we got an accident. Oh, big accident.
Charles
big
Whitner
accident.
gets, wow.
Vernon gets through that. Charles Whitner wasn't
Wow.
so lucky. We do have a green-white checker. So it's not over.
This is far from over, but I would say call the ambulance on Charles Widener there. We want to make sure he's all right there on the outside of turn 2.
Yeah, we're not going to have to go back and look at that one. It was pretty. Everything was right there on screen when it happened.
What happened, Kim? What was
They
the
just
cause?
the middle cars touched, and then they got up into the outside row out there, and then that was that.
Yeah.
I can run it back if you want to see it.
No, that's fine. I was actually going to mention something about that inside lane because the guy that was in the second car back on the inside lane was pushing hard. I believe it was
Jeff Gilmore.
Jeff Gilmore, and so that makes sense actually. Not saying that he was the cause, but it's quite possible. They were pushing pretty hard.
Yeah, he was pushing. It looks like just at the entry of turn 1, from what I could see, Jeff Gilmore came up just a smidgen into Andrew Schulte. No harm, no foul, except that then bounced him higher into turn 1, got into Schulte, and then it's on from there.
So Jack Watts, I just moved back to one of our championship contenders. He's now in 10th. So we're going to have a green-white checker coming up, and he's going to have 10 spots to make up. Although the way these guys have been battling, what happened with Charles Widener could happen with Mr. Vernon Margheim as well. So Jack Watts still is not out of this picture yet.
Exactly. Charles Widener had this thing laid out perfectly. And from having damage early on, getting a fast repair, strategizing, pit strategy, getting teammates back up to the lead, going for the lead, and then all of a sudden, 0 to 0. And although, does he have much damage back there? He's back in P9 right now.
Yeah, he's got to have considerable damage, at least from my replay view. And he's going into pit lane right now.
Yeah, I
I'll
see
probably
that.
get that corrected. Yeah, that truck's beat up, but he was a bumper car at that point.
Actually, the nose on it looks pretty good, guys. It's all side door damage.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same for the rear, but
Yeah, I can't see that from this angle, but yeah, the front's kind of what you need here. So
it's true. He's going to.
I mean, Jason Hughes been running all night with that spoiler up in the air like a sail, but he didn't have any damage on the front end of the car.
It's true. Charles is going to have the guys bring the hammers out and the saws and see if he can't get this thing back in one piece before we go green flag. I'm sure we're going to, his goal is to stay on the lead lap here, no matter what the damage is. I'm guessing a minute and a half, 2.5, 3 minutes of optional damage, but see if he can get as much of it fixed as he can, as he's already used his fast repair.
Yeah, that's all you can do at this point. And he's probably going to need to hope that something happens with Jack Watts or Vernon Margheim, or both of them actually, to have any hope at this. I would say with that kind of damage.
Hey, I forgot. Who are you guys' 2 picks for the win?
I had Chadwick.
I've got Vernon. Oh, who do you got, Kim?
I got Schulte. That's why I just want to make sure.
Okay.
Schulte is a sitting duck.
I think that was a planned question there, Kim.
Having a little
He'd
fun.
say,
with it.
James O. Brown has gotten back up in the 5th after getting that bump. Ended up on the apron. He dropped back quite a bit after that incident. He's back in 5th, and he's been strong all night. So he's another one to watch.
Hey,
I
Ken,
can't
if I
tell
bring,
where the pack is, but Charlie Widner's still sitting in the pits. I don't know if he's trying to get as much damage fixed as he can, or if he's done.
Yeah, the pace car's out here in the tri-oval. Hey, Ken,
He's
if I
rolling
bring
now. He's
Vernon-
rolling now.
Yeah, he definitely wants to stay in front of the pace car. Ken, if I bring Vernon up here in the booth, you want to talk to him real quick on his strategy for
Yep.
the green white checker? Here you
Sure.
go. You take it away, Ken.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey, Vern, up here with Scott, myself, and Kim. Hey, what's your strategy? You got green white checker coming up here. What's your plan?
Try to get this truck up to speed. I got my teammate right in front of me, so we'll see what happens. The Young and Son Chevrolet or Toyota tonight's fast. It's just been in a lot of wrecks and getting beat up, and that last one, I think she's done for. But we'll see what happens. Jack's right behind me. Hopefully we can hold him off, guys.
Yeah, so what did you think when Charles Widener was making that pass on the outside? Were you starting to worry a little bit?
Oh yeah, we were aware of what was going on. We just didn't think it was going to end up like that. I saw him out there. I figured it was over with then because he had great momentum. So we'll see what happens, guys. I tell you, it's been a good season so far. I've led most of the season, so we'll see if we can end it out with a big bang.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us, and good luck tonight. We'll move you back down to your team.
10-4. Thank you, guys.
Hey guys, just a heads up to our audience. We may hit the time limit on this race, so I think we might only have 3 or 4 minutes left.
Green white checker, I think we can get that in.
Yeah, but I'm not sure we'll be able to do our interviews. Oh yeah, we'll be fine with the interviews.
we'll
I'm
get
sorry,
this
I'm
in.
thinking the wrong thing. My mistake.
Yeah, the interviews are independent of the race itself.
Correct.
Here. We're
Yep.
off turn 4. I believe Andrew Schulte, Kim Cook's pick, is the leader with Jeff Gilmore. Like I said, teammates with Vernon Margheim on the inside. Pace car's in, bringing him down slow to the tri-oval. And green flag is out. Here goes Andrew Schulte, and the 71 truck out there, Double D, gets a little bit slow start on the outside. Kyle Chadwick right to Andrew Schulte's bumper on the outside. And trying for the crossover for the lead here in turn 1.
Yeah, Chadwick's got that inside. He's got Jeff Gilmore right behind him in that 57. They were struggling back there on that restart. There was a bunch of trucks, David Schreck and stuff.
Hey guys, heads up. Watts is in front of Margheim.
What
Yeah,
happened
Watts
to
is on that.
Margheim?
He went backwards for some reason. I don't know, but Watts is now your championship leader.
Wow, that's big.
So if you're Jack Watts right now on the outside here, third in line behind Double D, who I don't know if Double D's been up here much today, but if you're Jack Watts, I'll be perfectly comfortable sitting behind him. Coming down here, the tri-oval, 1 to go. White flag is out. Charles Widener right behind Jack Watts here. Don't count him out. Oh no, he's a lap down, is he not? He's laps down. Disregard.
Yeah, I actually know he's on the lead lap, Scott. Don't count him out.
Oh,
Charles
wow.
Whitmer, he is on the lead lap.
That's right. Charles Widener, 1 truck length off of Jack Watts' bumper as Jack gets shuffled 3 wide. He's going to go backwards here. Looking for Charles to make a run here, see what he can do. He's got Sean Turner on his outside. He makes a move on the outside. We got the lead up front. Kyle Chadwick's leading this thing into turn 3. Last lap of the race.
Now it's Charlie.
Charlie Widener, sorry, on the outside.
If
We got 2
Sean
races
sticks with
going
him,
on
I
here.
think he can do it.
Oh, this is
Wow,
great.
getting
Great
shuffled
battle
up
for the
front.
win. Oh, wreck. There's a wreck.
Andrew Schulte
We're
goes
still-
around off the front stretch.
Oh
Chadwick
no!
leads this thing.
32 got into Charlie.
Oh, Jack Watts.
Jack Watts.
Kyle Chadwick wins this race, by the way.
Wow.
gentlemen need to pay up.
Tell me that's not excitement and drama there on this one.
Hey, Kim, who did you pick to win this thing?
I changed my mind. I picked Kyle.
Oh man, what an awesome finish to that thing! Look at George Jones up there on the podium, P3. We haven't talked about George all night. I don't believe. I don't even know what his truck looks like, but look at him up there.
Well, hopefully we'll be talking to him here in just a little bit.
Yeah, we'll round him up here.
Yeah, that was an exciting race, guys. I really enjoyed watching that race there. There's a lot of good hard racing tonight. We had a few cautions. These trucks were dancing around in the draft quite a bit. But
Yeah, what I like most about it is these guys didn't give up. I think we saw pretty much all of the championship contenders almost down and out at one point or another, and just didn't give up and kept after it. And there they were, the final two fighting within the top 5 or so on the last lap.
So I'm talking to the teams right now, moving some of our drivers up, see if we can talk to them. Got Kyle Chadwick doing the burnout here. Oh, that was a well-deserved win. I kind of figured Chadwick was the muscle back there, especially on this type of track. I figured he'd muscle his way to the front.
Yeah, I don't believe he's up on the radio, but we'll see if we can't race him before the end of this race here. Same for George. I think we're lacking George here. Doesn't have a radio here at the end of this race.
David Schreck in third place.
Oh, you know what? Did something happen? I was throwing George in third, but he now moved up to second, and David Schreck in third? Did somebody get penalized, maybe?
I wonder if it's a DQ.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Do we have a...
I'm
David
showing
Schreck?
James Brown and George Jones now. That's on my timing thing.
Yeah, I've only been able to reach out to a couple teams so far, so...
Well, Kim, we've got our third place driver of David Schreck. You want to see if we can't raise him on the radio here?
Sure.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey, Dave, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
So how's that feel to finish third place tonight? That's a pretty good run, buddy.
Surprised the crap out of me considering how many incidents I incurred over the course of that race.
Well, I can tell you from watching it from up here in the booth, you were not the only one. There was quite a bit of that going on. Did you have any idea that was gonna, towards the end there, that you had a shot for it?
Well, you know, Daytona and Talladega, if you're in the lead lap in the top 10 at the end, if you've got any knowledge at all, you can win it if you're in it. And this is probably the best finish I've had in this league in quite some time.
Well, congratulations, man. You know, you got to take them when you can get them.
Every time I do.
All right, bud. We're going to move to the next guy, and congrats again.
Thanks.
User was moved out of your
All right, like I
channel.
said, we got that was David Schreck in P3. George Jones looks like he doesn't have a radio tonight. Chadwick as well. I'm not seeing him. Oh no, we do have Chadwick.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
pull
we
him
got
up
you. I was
there.
able to reach him.
All right, you want to talk to? Why don't you take it away with Chadwick here, Ken?
User was moved to your channel.
Kyle Chadwick, congratulations on that win. Ken Huber here. I just want to let you know before we start the interview that I actually picked you to win this race tonight. So tell us how you did it.
A lot of luck and just got the right brakes at the right time, and then they piled up when I made that block. So
Yeah, so with that green-white checker, what were you thinking? How were you going to strategize that? I noticed that you had to muscle your way into that low lane, and then you had Jeff Gilmore kind of help you out with that pass.
yeah, I was surprised the leader took the high lane because that lined 2 teammates up on the bottom. They had a lot of damage. I didn't know if the guy behind me was going to go, so I knew he was going to block the high lane. I knew I had to get under him as soon as I could.
Yeah, no, that was awesome racing. How did you come into the race for strategy-wise?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said, there's a long race. Before the race started, what were you thinking the strategy was going to be?
I've seen a lot of these plate races lately go fuel mileage, so I thought he was going to go that way, but no, it turned into a lot of wrecks. So just got the right brake at the right time.
Yeah, well, again, congratulations, great run. You got anybody you want to thank tonight?
Just thanks to everyone at Bad Apple. Congrats to, I believe it was Jack won the championship there. And thanks to everyone that keeps the league going.
All right, 10-4. Have a good night. We'll move you back down to your team, okay?
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel. User
All right.
was moved to your channel.
All right, we got Jack Watts up here for the second interview of the night. Jack Watts, our championship winner here for the Revved Up Truck Series on Monday nights. Congrats, Jack, on a well-deserved victory, but it didn't come without its battles here. How did that last green-white checker play out for you?
Man, that was rough. That was really rough, especially right there at the end. Like when we took off, Vernon got in the middle. Then he got up a little bit. I didn't know if we were going to get around him, but I knew we had to win this thing.
Exactly. Vernon was tough all night, but he had that damage, and I made a note that pretty much your truck was probably one of the cleanest trucks by far out there in the entire field. We saw your strategy. We talked to you earlier about your strategy of hanging back in the pack. You went a lap down early, didn't quit, stayed in it, got the lucky dog, bring him back around, top 10 on the restart, and to the front here. Awesome job. Way to stick with it, and congrats again on this wild card race. Awesome job. Did you have any strategy coming into this race in terms of hanging back on purpose in the beginning, or was it kind of drop the green flag and see how it plays out?
Nah, I always try to hang back on these on the beginning. I mean, that's what helped it all. And then when the guy got into me and ended up putting me a lap down, and then I got my truck fixed, and then Justin did the flip and hit me again. I thought it was over there, but I didn't have that much damage, so that kind of helped me out right there. But staying in the back is what was key for this one.
Yeah, I think certainly keeping the truck clean for at least the first half, and then taking all the gloves off for the second half. So once again, congrats on a 12 race championship. Way to cap this off with an exciting race here at Revved Up and multi-league series. Anybody you want to thank for the championship?
I just want to thank Multi-League for putting this on, man. Every time I get to race with them, it's always a good time. I just want to say thank you. I appreciate what you guys do. It's a blast.
Yeah, certainly appreciate that. And on behalf of Ken Huber up here in the booth, Kim Quick, and everybody, certainly Ken Conley, we're thinking of him as our league admin here on Monday nights. And congrats from all of us as part of Monday Night Truck Series champion, Jack Watts. Give it to him.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Good
User
run there,
was
Jack.
moved out of your channel.
All right, well, gentlemen, that was a great race tonight. We had a few cautions. Guys struggled a little bit. Championship contenders all had their issues tonight, which was very interesting.
Yeah, certainly. I think we made mention earlier that I don't know that there's a single championship contender that didn't have issues tonight. In addition to that, the action aside from the championship contenders was on pace all night. 2-3 wide. We had wrecks. We had pit strategy. We had teammates forming up. Guys going laps down, getting lucky dogs, coming back at it. Plenty of action tonight. Like we said, what's our Chuck Myers quote, Kim? I got my excitement and drama. Everything I wanted. And then some tonight. Way to close out this whole 12-race season.
Yeah, no, it's been a blast working with you guys. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, I can't wait to do this again, especially when we get down to the MROC series.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going from here. This is kind of a shoot from the hip type of thing where Kim and Ken and myself, we put a lot of time into this, and we certainly enjoy it. Hope all the viewers out there enjoy it, and most importantly, hopefully all the drivers enjoy it within the league itself. I don't know. I think I made mention a week or two ago that I really like being behind the wheel, but the more I do this thing, this is almost just as fun being outside of the truck as well.
Yeah, it's less stressful, at least at a track like this.
Yeah, and I don't have to wait for a caution to grab my drink either.
I want back in my car.
Well, you'll be back in the car there, Kim. Hopefully, if we can crack the top six. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. You're in the top 16. Take that back for the MROC series, officially locked in at the end of your Cup series on Thursday nights. Heading into November, we're going to paint up these cars just like the 1990s, 2000s IROC series you're probably familiar with. If folks haven't seen those series, we'll get the drivers' names on the doors, solid color cars. We're bringing Turbulence monster trucks on the hood. Everybody with similar color paints, and should be an exciting 16 driver lineup for these short sprint races, 5-week series. And Kim Quick, man, you looking forward to that series? You might be one of my picks.
I wouldn't go that far. There's some pretty fast guys in there.
There certainly are. Ken Huber, what do you think about looking forward to the MROC series? I think you'll be up here in the booth with me, if I'm not mistaken, and looking forward to teaming up with you for an exciting 5-race series.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to that MROC series. All cars being equal, having all those custom paint jobs by you, just giving me a flashback of the 80s and 90s with the old IROC series. Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it, and the strategy that's involved with that series because of the no tires and start with what you got. And no, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be a lot of exciting racing. I got a lot of hours ahead of me painting cars, but I'm hoping they'll come to fruition and be exciting once I see them finally all on the track at the same time. Should be a really cool display. Looking forward to that one here on Multi-League TV. And with that, I think that's about a wrap from Daytona. Hopefully all the drivers enjoyed it tonight. Congrats to Kyle Chadwick, our race winner at Daytona. And more importantly, Jack Watts for an exciting finish to the Revved Up Truck Series Championship race here at Daytona. 12 out of 12. Give it to Jack Watts taking home the trophy tonight.